Hi, Sam.
Hello, everybody. This is Sam Greenfield speaking to you from my home.
This is true. With your, can I zoom out to show your pajamas? There
Yes,
you go. I already did without permission.
I love these pajamas, and it's part of the reason I love this neighborhood. I can walk out of my house at 6 in the morning, go get the newspapers across the street in my pajamas, and this because this is New York, no one pays attention. No one goes, guy's in his pajamas. In fact, there's a guy who lives in our building who, when he sees me, he saw me in a suit. He went, no pajamas?
So you live on the Lower East Side,
I do.
and you've been a comedian since before you were born, really.
Since 1912, I've been making people laugh.
And
Boom comedy.
you've done a lot of radio.
I've done radio for a long time, 13, 14 years.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh,
You mean for a living?
yeah.
Yeah, since 96.
Did you actually like make a good living in radio? or was
Yeah.
it- Oh,
Oh, yeah. Made a lovely living.
an EVD?
Yes. Yes. I mean, it wasn't, a king's ransom, but no, we did fine. Sure.
Cool. Pay
Yeah.
the rent.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Drugs,
Yeah.
drugs,
All the drugs, hookers, kids, goats. No, I'm just kidding about the kids.
Are you like a comedian's comedian? Like, do
I hate that phrase. I'm not mad at you because you said it, but I hate that phrase because that to me is another way of saying the audiences don't find him funny. Okay, he's so hip that comedians think he's funny. Well,
Oh, I didn't think that. I didn't mean it that way. I meant as in kind of bringing a different angle that comics. Well, I guess I
Pre-
did mean it. Yeah.
no,
that-
it's
because-
still this. I know what you're saying. In other words, you can get laughs from the audience, but the comics think you're hip.
Yeah.
As soon as I hear a comic saying I think he's hip, it means the audience isn't laughing. They don't get it. They're the great unwashed. I
Okay.
hate that. There's a very famous comedian who I think has a show on Broadway now, directed by another comedian.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you have a name that
yes,
you go
his
with all
name's
that?
Colin Quinn, and the show's directed by Jerry Seinfeld. And I like Colin a lot, but he's called a comedian's comedian, and he's very successful, and he's a bright guy, and he's talented.
Every one of
But I've
his
seen
TV.
him bomb horribly,
Uh-huh.
and comedians are laughing. So yeah.
Every one of his TV attempts has been a bomb, right?
People in TV like Colin. He's easy to get along with. He's got a great personality. He's very charismatic, so they try to place him and stuff. I thought he would have been better, in my opinion, on Tough Crowd instead of the host as a permanent guest.
Uh-huh.
As a permanent guest, he's not a good host on that show. He just wasn't. And also, it's funny. I've always felt there's a shyness to Colin, a basic shyness, and I think it inhibits him from taking command when he's a host. You gotta take command. You gotta tell people, no, shh, 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 like that. You have to, you know.
Do you think Provanza is doing a good job?
Yeah, except he's not using me. But except for that, no, he's doing a good job because he gets out of the. Those are all comics. Yeah, he gets out of their way. He gets out of the comedian's way. He doesn't jump on anyone's lines. He doesn't interrupt anybody.
Same
Who
room
did he have
together.
with Winters? I forgot.
I did too.
Oh, Dick Smothers. Tommy Smothers.
Tommy Smothers.
Tommy Smothers.
Right.
I became friends with them when I was in Vegas.
Ah.
Yeah, Dick Smothers used to listen to our show, and he asked if he could come on. So I said, oh no. Yes, I said yes. And he told these wonderful stories about working in San Francisco and how he taught Lenny Bruce, this is a great image, how to water ski.
Oh God.
He said Lenny shows up in black shoes, black socks, Bermuda shorts, and he's got a cigarette in his mouth.
We don't have a Lenny Bruce. Are we ever gonna have a Lenny Bruce?
The closest we have to a Lenny Bruce now is Lewis Black. But the thing that
No,
people...
give me a break.
All right, the
He
closest
doesn't have pain. He has anger. He doesn't have pain.
I think he has pain. I think he shows it through his anger. And also, you're talking about comedy, which is subjective, so we're not going to agree.
Okay, but he's
No, see, we're not going to agree. That it's comedy is how it hits you and what you think it does for you.
To me, it goes Bruce, Pryor. I don't know what next.
Okay, I think you're missing somebody huge. This guy I'm about to tell you, to me, is the most seminal influence on today's comics. much more than Lenny Bruce. Robert Klein. Robert Klein is a seminal influence on today's comics. Talking about commercials, talking about drugs, talking about college, talking about interpersonal relationships. Robert Klein. Not Lenny Bruce. Lenny Bruce was more of a sketch comic, a one-man band, a sketch comic one-man band. But his humor, until he decided he was the Messiah, I say that with respect, but until he decided he was the Messiah, was jokes.
I don't see a major. Maybe because
How
there's
about
no
Louis
more.
C.K.?
Yes. Okay. Yes. He's able to be vulnerable. He's able to put his. Yeah, he puts
You
his
know my
life on the
favorite
line.
joke of his? It's such a simple joke. He says, "This is my impression of a superhero being propositioned by a hooker. Hey, baby, want a party? No!" That kills me. The thing that bothers me about Limbaugh and Beck is if you're going to be talking about life and death issues, like healthcare and war, then you can't say you're an entertainer. You have to comment seriously.
But no, but there's a huge difference between Limbaugh and Beck. First of all, there's like I think a 50 to 75 IQ points difference.
See, I think you're wrong.
Beck is an idiot.
No. I think that Beck.
Yeah.
I think that years from now, you're going to find out Beck was the most apolitical person on the planet, and he said what he had to say to make as much money as he humanly could. That's what I think. I've seen him espouse too many opinions on Fox where somebody said something, and most Fox anchors would go, "Well, you have a point." And he goes, "Well, that's nuts." Okay? I think years from now, he even said one time on the air, "If you take what I'm saying seriously, you're an idiot." Well, but the thing is, he's talking about serious issues. You can't talk about rape, not that he makes fun of it, but you can't talk about rape and war and drug addiction and then say, "I'm just kidding." You can't. You got to make a choice. I don't mean you have to be deathly serious.
Are you making a moral? Are you taking a moral position on
No. I'm taking
on
what
radio
I'm
entertainment?
taking an ethical position,
Not moral, but ethical.
but ethical.
Okay.
Okay, I don't care about his morality. Okay, I couldn't care less. I wouldn't care that if late at night, he has dreams about Boy Scouts. That's none of my business. But
And who doesn't?
it's the merit badges. Limbaugh used to be funny. He ain't funny no more. Limbaugh has an anger to him now
Oh, I know.
because he can't see. This is a guy.
That's why I can't take more than 7 minutes. It takes me.
You're a better man than me.
I cut carrots on my counter in the kitchen at around noon.
That's a lot of alliteration. I cut carrots on the counter in my kitchen.
It's not bad.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you think they should have fired Juan Williams? Not could they, should they?
No.
No. See, here's what I say. They shouldn't have fired him, and they handled it badly. And the woman who apologized the other day, the president apologized for the way she handled it, it's a week too late. You got to make that apology the next day.
Yeah, but it's NPR. They're not really keeping up.
Seriously. After we do this soapcraft, we'll apologize. This is NPR. Okay.
Okay. Say good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.